Well, hi, everybody, and welcome to Organizing Life's Daily Demands. My name is Peter Gordon. I'm the president of New York Financial Organizers, and we help people pay their bills, deal with insurance claims, provide fiduciary services, and eventually are involved in all the non-investment side of financial decision making. Today, I have a wonderful guest, Dean Graver, and he is an extraordinary real estate agent slash broker. He could talk about that. And I don't use that term lightly because people in the real estate industry might have jaded pasts or have poor reputations, but Dean is exceptional, and we're going to find out why I think that. Hi, Dean. How are you doing?
Good morning, everybody. Peter, thank you so much for inviting me here today to Organizing Life's Daily Demands. I'm excited for the next little while to be speaking and sharing here.
Sure. So, Dean and I met when I was working with a client who had a home for sale. It's actually his mother's home, and we met through Dean's partner, who was friends with my client's son. And I was so impressed at the time with how he handled the whole transaction and conducted the sale. And I think this was at the beginning of the pandemic, right?
A little, it was just starting or a little before, around 2020, early 2020,
Right.
I believe.
But then, yeah, it was an issue,
It was,
if I recall.
it was beginning to be one, for sure.
Yeah. So anyway, he did an amazing job. And I thought this would be a great place for us to find out more about Dean. So, Dean, tell me, how did you get involved in becoming a realtor?
Okay, well, before I was a realtor, I was in the mortgage business for a while, for about 20 years. And it's a little bit time for a change, I would say, honestly. And I figured I would use my skills that I've learned from that profession to segue or shift into the real estate industry. Along the way, on every transaction, I felt like it was a lot of the same moving parts. People, appraisals, houses, titles, attorneys, and so forth. So I thought it would be a natural transition, and it was. It's comfortable.
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously very related, very related, but from a different angle. So in your work, what are some questions that you think a buyer or a seller should ask a realtor?
Okay, the questions that they should ask a realtor is, are they full-time? What type of track record do they have? They should ask about references also, how well you know the community, how committed you are to your craft. I know that that's a strange question to ask, but there are a lot of realtors who aren't fully committed there just because they're part-time realtors. I think the most important thing is, are you full-time? Are you committed? What kind of track record do you have? And who do you work with? What kind of team do you work with? So if we start with you, how busy are you going to be? How accessible are you going to be? And who else is working with you on your team? And what company do you work for? But it's the team for me, myself, Evan St. Gerard, buyer's agent to Shauna Manrum, and two administrative assistants, Sean and Tammy. And I can't live without any one of these pieces. We need all five of us to lift and get something done and have people really, really happy. But I like staying in the front with the buyers and the sellers and with our clients, and they're right by my side all the time on every single transaction. And that's mostly it.
I'm thinking about an event you had about a month or so ago, and it was a picnic for your client, and not only your clients. I'm not necessarily a client, but for other professionals that you work with, and it was a family affair. It wasn't a business affair. It was a family affair, and you highlighted the people you worked with, and it was great. I mean, I came with my wife and my son, who's also my partner, and my grandson,
Yep.
and we had a great time, and just it showed you commitment to not just your clients, but to your certainly to the people you work with and your community,
Yeah.
and
Well,
it's
I just
unique.
want to say something about that. We really do appreciate the people that we work with. We stay just so we're in touch with you, Peter. You're in touch with us, but also with Jimmy, the first person that we met, Naftali, the first person that we met from,
Yeah,
and Barbara more recently, and some others. We stay in touch with our clients. I really do. We really appreciate them. So we do the client appreciation barbecue in Alley Pond Park every July. And we try to make it better every year. We'll analyze it like anything else. What went right? What didn't go right? We ask the people who attended, what suggestions do you have for us? Anything that we can do, you think, next year to make it better? So this past year, we had professional grillers there and servers to help us out. So I mean, the years before, we bought like 9 barbecues. Me and Evans and Peter Spina, one of the home inspectors, is cooking. But that way, when we do that, we can't really participate. So we changed that,
right.
and we got Chris Daniels there, the fitness guy. So he started
That
with the
was
kids.
fantastic. That was really fantastic.
That was fun, right? All the adults got into this. We had a tug of war, and I mean, this was a battle. We were each side. Everybody was really trying to win. And, it was a lot of fun. For me, it was. I think it was for everyone else too. And
That's
then we
great.
do this again. We do in Thanksgiving time. We have a pie event. So when COVID was here,
Yes.
we used to set up a tent in the parking lot. It was drive by and get a pie. And we give out Thanksgiving pies because we couldn't be indoors.
I mean, that's what I know it as.
Yeah. So this year we're shifting it to a bowling alley in it's called Bowlmore, I think is the name. I don't want to say the name because I'm going to get it wrong right now, but it's in the Mineola area. And everyone, if they want to bring their family, if they want to bowl a couple of games, it's on us, and get your pie and just enjoy some.
I mean, that's brilliant. That's fantastic. That's really fantastic.
Yeah, it's a fun day. The
So,
planning of it is fun too, and the phone calls inviting people. It's a way to catch up and not just talk about real estate. I mean, we want to do real estate. We want to help people. We want to do business, but I enjoy everybody that we do business with. So it's a great social event too.
yeah, no, and that says a lot. And I actually I have a similar feeling. I mean, that's a big statement. I enjoy everybody I do business with,
I do.
and I won't say I agree with that 100%, but I do
Well,
enjoy most of the people I do business with. And,
within reason.
within reason, yes, but that's what it's all about. For me is helping people and getting the results, and I would say all the people who I interview on this podcast have that same attitude. And I know you're about helping people first. Yes, you'll make money, but that's you're not in it part time to make a quick hit. You're in it with a commitment.
But you just said all the people on your podcast are of the same mindset because like minds attract each other. So that's who you're asking also, and who you're surrounding yourself with, to further your business.
Yeah.
So that's great.
Yeah, that's great. I haven't quite thought of it that way.
That's what happens.
Yeah, no, it's wonderful. So when you're preparing a seller, what do you do in order to help them list their home?
Okay, so I'm so glad you asked that, because before I got into real estate, when I was doing the mortgage side of it, I thought this job was a little bit different than it was. There's a little more moving parts to it than I ever really knew about until I was in it. So to help somebody prepare, first of all, we want them to make sure we ask a lot of questions. If they're selling, let's say, we want to be sure they want to move. We want to be sure that they know what their next house, the next location is going to be. If the schools are right for them, if the town is comfortable for them, provides what they're looking for. We just ask them to really be sure that you want to do this and research what you want to do. From our side here, if we're two things, we're selling and buying, they're different. So I'll share with you on both. With selling a home, we want to make sure that every feature of the home, every aspect of the home is featured properly. We want to make sure that the home is marketed properly. We go through the steps, every step with the seller, as far as what to expect, because they always want to know what's next. So someone comes to look at the house. Who's showing it? Are you going to be here? Is someone coming unattended, unaccompanied? How do they get in? How do we make appointments? And there's a lot of, I'm not going to get into that here, but there's so many different ways to do it. We just offer all of them to a seller. We explain and describe what all of them look like in the real world, and see which option they want to go through. We have open houses also. But then even after an offer is accepted, how does that work? Does that mean we have a contract? Are we committed to this buyer? Are they committed to us? How long will it take? How do we know they're qualified? Everything. How does the money flow? When they give a deposit, do I hold it? Is it mine? Can I spend it? Did I get asked that? No, not yet. It's nobody's money for a minute. It's not the buyer's money. It's not the seller's money. It's an escrow.
That's a great point. And when we're in the weeds and we're doing the work, there's an assumption that people know what we're doing. But and as a perfect example in that case, people don't know, and you're a great educator.
Yeah. So here's the thing. I think also everyone has the same. We've learned just if something is done 100 times in a row virtually the same way, that's the way it's done. And that's the way people ask the questions of us. So we know what the next questions are. So I know at night if a seller, a client is thinking of, geez, I got to call Dean. I'm wondering what happens next, or I'm wondering how this goes, or I'm wondering how the appraisal went. I'm just wondering, whatever I'm wondering. And so we'll call them in advance and say, hey, let me tell you what's going to happen. Because if I can call you in advance and have you not have a stressful night, I feel like I've done a little bit of a better job alleviating stress. It's going to be the same result at the end. From the start to the end is going to be the same. But it's that 40, 60, 70 days in the middle that I don't want you to have to be uncomfortable if you don't have to be uncomfortable. So I see that, we know that, and try to alleviate that and answer the questions, and always letting people know what's next, what happens now, how do we do this? How do I get my stuff to the next house? How do I pay? How does the money get transferred? All right. Now flip that. If you're a buyer, the buyer thing is the same thing. We want to make sure, are you sure you want to move? Are you sure you want to move here? I can't suggest a good town for you. We're not, you have to do your own research, but once you're sure, same thing. We're going to walk you through all the steps. You like the home. You're sure you want to move. Don't let someone else get the house then if you've been looking for a while and this is the home for you. And we talk about that it gets a little hectic at the beginning because you're making an offer quick. You're counter offering, you're negotiating, we're working with a home inspector, and you're working with an attorney and a mortgage lender. So you have all these pieces for 3 days, but those 3 or 4 days, we're literally holding your hand in there with you. Right, you have to take the action, but we'll be holding your hand while you take the action and tell you what action to take, or suggest what action to take, and try to make it clear for you. And also the payments. So if you're buying a home, you have to know all about the payments, the expenses, the taxes, insurance, maybe flood insurance. Electric bill, gas bill, everything. Just make sure you're comfortable. If you're comfortable, then we're going to get you in the house and right. As smooth as possible.
Right. Can you talk a little bit about the issue of having an exclusive when you're a real estate person? A lot of laymen like myself are confused about that. So what does it mean that I talk to a broker and they say, well, we would like an exclusive with this listing?
Okay, you're talking about an office exclusive where only we can show you home? Or you just mean, what does it mean when it's listed on multiple listing?
I guess it has to do with the commission sharing that's involved.
Okay, great question then. All right. So what happens when you list a home? It's called an exclusive right to sell. So let's say you list with us, with Keller Williams Realty at my brokerage's office. So we have the exclusive right to sell. So all the sales, anything that's going on with this kind of comes through us, except having us as your realtor, as your broker here, or as your agent. We open it up to the entire market of all the 29,000 agents on our multiple listing. Any agents, we're open to, even if the agent isn't on our, it's called One Key Multiple Listing for Long Island, Brooklyn, and Queens, and Westchester also now. Is on there, but it's opened up to all the agents that are on there. We welcome them all. We just want to sell your home. I mean, I don't really care if it's another brand's agent, a Century 21, Remax, Exit. It doesn't matter to me. As long as the people are qualified, all the offers are presented to the seller. Commissions are usually split almost equally. It all depends. That's a negotiated situation, but the buyer's agents are getting a disclosed fair compensation. You will know what they're getting, and certainly they will know what they're getting. And usually we want to pay them a little bit more on the buyer's side. We want to be very competitive on what's offered out so that they bring their best clients here. We want to make sure that agents aren't looking and counting dollars and saying, geez, they're not offering anything. So why am I going to bring my buyer here? And I have a great buyer. I'm just going to bring them next door. And so then that's
exactly.
So I don't want to leave any stone unturned. I want everyone to see your home, and everyone and anyone can have access to the home that, and then we qualify them.
That's excellent. And what's your experience right now with the market? Like, how long are things staying on the market, on market? Like, if somebody comes to you and saying, we're looking to sell our home, what's the time frame?
Okay, and I'm going to say,
not that you can predict it exactly, obviously.
No, but that's changing all the time. It's constantly changing. Surprisingly, right now, today, we're in August 2023. The market is strong in Suffolk County, Nassau County, where prices are going up still a little bit. And our experience is that we're getting homes under contract in about 2 weeks in those two counties. Queens County, so there's 4 markets here, it almost seems like. Queens County is a normalized market, 30 days. Price it right, be competitive. You'll get full price, 98, 99% of price, maybe 100% in Queens. And Brooklyn, you have to price a little bit ahead of the market. It seems like it's a completely different scenario in Brooklyn for us. What
does that mean, price ahead of the market?
Oh, well, just be competitive is what I'm really saying. You know what I mean? If 4 homes are selling for $900,000, don't price yours at 9.25 because it won't get any attention. It just won't. It will just be silence. If 4 homes are selling for $900,000 at a similar price, yours at $890, $895. You know what I mean? Just be competitive and be smart in that market. So Brooklyn's a little bit.
I'll say it. Don't be a pig.
You can say it. I don't want to say it. It's your show.
Yeah, but it's true. And again, it depends on the client.
Yeah.
What they want.
Yeah. So, but just to sum that up, if we want to just take the whole region, 30 days to get into contract, another 60 days to close in New York. That's always been a kind of a staple here.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
So, we're coming to close now. I'll give you kind of a stock question.
Okay.
But who do you want to meet? Who's good for you to talk to?
Okay. So seller would primarily work with sellers, but I don't want to downplay any opportunity to help any buyers that are out there. It's sellers and buyers in residential property. Okay. We have great buyers agents in our office. We have a buyer's agent on our team. But our primary focus is people who are looking to move. Whether they're selling and buying at the same time, that's great for us because we're seasoned with that. And we can help make what seems like a daunting task to them something that's really, to us, it's just business. But mostly sellers. And the other thing is, if somebody, there's nothing I could say to make you want to move. If you want to move, we can certainly help you, whether that's buying or selling. And then we do some commercial also, but on the commercial, I team up 2 people in my office that I team up with for mixed use and commercial. And anything even if it's not in New York, in all 50 states, we really have great contacts that work at our company and other companies just great agents really is the first part that we can connect you with, whether it's Florida, Virginia, Texas, California, wherever someone might be thinking about moving, and we would still be with you there on the transaction. So it's not a complete handoff. I just need somebody to assist me in another state.
Right, and I know if you're referring them, they're of a like mind and the service
Yeah,
oriented that you are.
yeah.
What about professionals? Who do you like to meet as far as other professionals are concerned? That can refer you business.
Okay, well, right now I think there's always a need for divorce lawyers. People are getting divorced, unfortunately, sadly, all the time. But we don't really. We're not. We could use a good divorce lawyer to work with or two, and also wills, trust, estates, probate um,
Right.
attorneys also. So
Great.
we can provide their clients some great assistance. We hope.
Right.
Yeah.
Excellent. Okay, Dean, that was wonderful. I'm glad we had this opportunity. And what's the best way for people to reach you? At least when you're saying it now, but it will be in the on the website. But
All right.
that's
I'm
with
one
it
of
anyway.
All right, I do something that's kind of unusual. I pick up my phone almost all the time. I don't if I'm on a podcast like this, it's off, or if I'm with a client, it's off. If I'm not with a client or I'm not doing something like this, I pick up my phone. So call me. My cell phone is 516-527-9549. My email is my name. It's Dean Graber, Graber at kw.com. We have, well, you put our website up also. My
Yeah,
NY.
it'll all be there.
Okay, so
Yeah.
call me. Best way.
Yeah. Cool. And
Text
you have a unique message.
from 8 to 12.
Yeah, that you explain your work theory on your message. When somebody calls you and you don't answer, you say that. Tell us what you say. I think it's
All right,
fantastic.
from 8 a.m. till noon every day, I'm looking to help my clients. So if you have a home listed with us, we're looking for buyers for you. Or if you're looking for a home to buy, we'll try to find that home through for sale by owners and calling around the neighborhood that you're looking to buy in. So we're making our outbound calls from 8 to 12. That I'm kind of like religious about. I've been for years. And then from 12 till 6, 7, you get all the business done.
Yeah, yeah, no, it's great. It speaks to how organized you are, and I think that's wonderful.
Yeah.
Okay, man, very good. Thank you. I look forward to seeing you before Thanksgiving, but I'll definitely see you wherever that bowling event is.
All right. Thank you so much for having me here. I really greatly enjoyed this, and hope everyone has a great day.
Yes, likewise. Take care now. Bye,
Bye.
everybody. See you at our next video.